One of the biggest suggestions I have, it's actually learned this from somebody else. I call it play the game. I bought a house. So you have your expenses now, and then you have your expenses that are going to be there for after you purchased. It's probably going to be a higher monthly payment. So for easy math, let's just take, the difference of those two and force that into a savings account. So if you buy a home and it's going to cost you $2,500 a month, but your current rent is $1,500 a month. I run through numbers real quick, but basically it's $1,000 a month difference in payment if you buy a home versus rent. I go, great. Take $1,000 a month, force it into a savings account. Do that for 3 months.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Nick Ahrens, is a real estate broker in the North Denver metro with over 350 closings, 15 years active. Nick specializes in prep, move-up strategy, and relocation. He is the founder of North Denver Report and delivers hyper-local video content, market insights, and community stories. He's also an outdoor enthusiast, guitar player, and travel lover. You can check out his YouTube channel, youtube.com/@North Denver Report. Nick, thanks for taking the time today.
Hey, Dylan, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm excited to jump right into things.
When we talk about the Denver metro, I'm a little bit of a fish out of water. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. But we were talking beforehand, and I want to start up at the top of the show about folks who are first time buyers or are newer investors. Really, some of the trends that they should be looking at and ways that they can get into homeownership, right?
Yeah, there's so much to it. I personally have a huge passion for coaching people, especially first-time home buyers, as to why they should buy certain homes, because it's going to make such a significant impact to them financially in the future. Whereas a lot of people aren't thinking that way. Hey, I just want a roof over my head, and I'd rather pay my mortgage than some investor's mortgage. I go,
Yeah.
that's great, but let's unpack that so you can look at your personal wealth building goals through this.
Now, when we talk specifically about this on-ramp into homeownership, I think a lot of people, a lot of younger people kind of throw their hands up in the air and be like, gosh, this just seems impossible. Like one lender turns me away. I'm told I need these, stipulations in order to get approved. I'm going to need that much money down. Gosh, it just seems so overwhelming. Help assuage some of folks' concerns if they're in the North Denver metro. What can folks do if it seems like, gosh, this is such an uphill battle?
I'd say first step is talk to an actual professional. If they're trying to jam you into a home or jam you into pre-approval, go to somebody else. Ask them a question. Hey, have you sold at least 100 homes in this area, or in your career? Are you familiar with the community in Broomfield or Thornton or wherever here in the North Denver area? Start there, then start asking those people questions of, hey, how do I save to get into a home? Right? One of the biggest suggestions I have, it's actually learned this from somebody else. I call it play the game. I bought a house. So you have your expenses now, and then you have your expenses that are going to be there for after you're purchased. It's probably going to be a higher monthly payment. So for easy math, let's just take, the difference of those two and force that into a savings account. So if you buy a home and it's going to cost you $2,500 a month,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
but your current rent is $1,500 a month. I run through numbers real quick, but basically it's $1,000 a month difference in payment if you buy a home versus rent. I go, great. Take $1,000 a month, force it into a savings account. Do that for 3 months. They go, that's a lot. I go, just try it for 3 months. If you're desperate and you're eating rice and beans every day for the end of 3 months, well, you have your $3,000 there. Just use that, go get some sushi and enjoy, right? But see if you can financially do it before jumping in. And that's a great way to test it. It's literally risk-free. You're just moving that money into a savings account.
I have a house. I have a house. I like that strategy. I'm going to co-opt that. When we talk specifically about folks who are of course proceeding with some level of caution, and it makes sense, right? They've been maybe told up until this point in time that this is going to be uphill battle for them. Maybe someone else turned them away. They could have preconceived notions that the average home buyer is whatever age that it is and makes this much money. It of course lends itself to you kind of psyching yourself out of the game. And we were actually talking beforehand, unrelated to this, about this idea of like imposter syndrome. And I think a lot of buyers right now have this like imposter syndrome that they can be homeowners. I get it. I understand it. Is there a segment of the you know homes that you would tell people to look at, whether that's homes that are not necessarily modernized, or homes that may have multiple doors like a duplex or a triplex? Is there a one better way for them to get in than another?
That's a great question, dude. I love that. I think it really depends on each specific person, where they're at financially, where they're going to be at financially, and what they want to accomplish. I think a great model is, hey, try to buy a triplex that you can rent out. Find somebody who can look at, hey, here's what rents are going to be in those other 2 doors today. Here's what they're likely to be in 5 years from now. Now, combine all that with, here's your equity position and appreciation in 5 years. Now you know exactly where you're going to be at. Whether you have a job relocation coming up in 5 to 10 years because you just don't like your boss and you don't know where you're going to be, right? You might be moving out of Boulder and over to call it Columbus, Ohio. At least you know where you'll be financially in that real estate game within that period of time. We can do that and get a pretty good estimate based off of historic trends, not of the last 10 years because we had COVID unicorn years, but over the last 40, 50, 60 years, what's that trend look like? One thing I will say to stay away from is a 1-bed, 1-bath if you can. Rents don't go up as much for those, and they don't appreciate as well as the rest of the market. They take a little bit longer to sell as well. Now,
I
from
saw
a
that.
pure investment standpoint, if it's cash flowing well, there's a lot of exceptions, and that can be one of them. But if you're looking at the appreciation and the resale value, try to stay away from a 1-1.
I saw that actually recently in San Antonio. I was looking at rental properties for a renter, and there was a 1-1. I said, gosh, that's remarkably well priced. It looks like a beautiful home. I wonder what's going on there. So I can definitely echo that sentiment. Now, I do want to pivot a bit here and ask you about your experience growing a business as an agent, and advice to younger agents who are either in the business or getting into the business, and they're trying to think, well, hey, how do I make a career out of this? And then also, how do I sell my first, 10, 15 homes?
That is a great question, and I love it. I've coached agents. I love mentoring people, and I love this question. First and foremost, I would say find a good mentor, whether it's a team, whether it's a broker in an office. Find somebody who you're going to be able to ask a lot of questions to. Try to stay as humble as you can. And
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
even with things like we were talking about before, like I had really bad imposter syndrome, even though I was selling 30, 40, 50, 60 homes a year. I was thinking to myself at times, like, I don't know if I can do this. And all the time, about, once every couple of weeks or once a month, my real estate coach would say, no, Nick, you know your shit way better than 99% of realtors out there, even the ones who've been in the business for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. He goes, keep leveraging the team, the resources, myself, our other coach, as much as you can to grow and to learn. I would suggest to new agents, ignore commission splits. The difference of a couple grand a deal is not as significant as the number of units you're going to be able to close with that team for future business. It's a vast, vast spread there.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about, splitting hairs over a commission split versus having someone who's going to help you, get onto the on ramp of multiple home sales, multiple buyers reps, right? And you really need to get going. You need to start making the snowball, right? It's hard to have anything when you're starting with nothing, especially for folks like myself. I didn't have a connection to real estate. There wasn't, family or friends or people that I knew. It was me. I went to a RIA meetup. I got a job as a wholesaler, and then before you knew it, I was like, oh wow, I'm actually doing this. And there was no one like aha moment. It was eventually, brick by brick by brick, you start doing deals. You mentioned doing, not just 10, not just 20, but 50 deals in a year. That's a huge number for anybody. People would be happy with that over 2 or 3 years, right? 50 deals in a year. At that point, scaling up to 50, were you doing it all by yourself? Did you have, an assistant or VAs helping you? How did you get to 50?
Got it. So I was coached so when I was doing that, I was in Southern California, rebuilding here in Denver area, trending to going to need an assistant pretty quick here. So what I did is I needed somebody for showing homes. I needed somebody who's actually boots on the ground. And my biggest other time suck was not the marketing piece, because I was on a team. They took care of 85% of the amount of time spent on the marketing stuff. So there was not much time spent there, fortunately. I just needed somebody to help show homes, manage my calendar, schedule my showings. I first hired, I got so lucky. She was just phenomenal. Absolute, just on it, sharp, hungry, hardworking. And I even knew hiring her, I was like, there's no way she's going to last more than about a year in this position. She's just going to outgrow it. She's going to be a beast. And yeah, she got poached to one of the largest real estate teams as the head of all listings for the entire organization about a year and a half later.
You had a good one for the year.
Yeah, but so happy for it. And I'd rather have that kind of person I know is going to stay for 1 to 3 years and then move on than have somebody who's going to be a headache for me, but last 10 years. It's worth it. But yeah, you have to be on a team in that situation. You have to rely heavily on the people around you. The advice you're getting from your coaches, transaction coordinator, your assistant. Like I said, I needed to know that I could be fairly hands off with things that I didn't need to be involved in. Again, like scheduling a home inspection. Now, when it came to negotiating price, repairs, that type of stuff, hard conversations around finances, I had to have all of that type of stuff in that knowledge database ready to go for every single client every day. So I was able to pull myself out of some things and really stay in some others.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
You're also in another interesting niche, which is the investor space. And this puts you in a different, category, investor agent, right? And as someone, I'm an investor friendly agent and a wholesaler agent, right? I realized that these are two different worlds. And I didn't know this until I became a realtor. And I saw that people were like, I don't want to work with investors, low ball offers, or if you get any of these creative offers, run. And I was like, well, I was making those offers as a wholesaler. So how did you get into the investment side of the game? And then also, do you think that there's maybe more in common than people make it seem between the investor world, quote unquote, and the retail world?
Absolutely. If you've got a couple who's a first-time home buyer, just again here in the Broomfield area, they're, I don't know, or let's say they're in Westminster, they have the condo, they want to trade up to Anthem Highlands, which is a nice community here. There's a lot of similarities between that person and the person who's owned down the street in Boulder for 20 years, who buys one home every 3 years with the amount of money they're saving. There's a lot of more similarity there than what we hear, which is the rhetoric of Blackstone, which is the rhetoric of large corporations and hedge funds making offers, which, yes, we see. Within about 3 days of any home going on the market, we're going to get something that's 40 to 50% of list price, cash offer, 3-day closing, whatever it is. They're just throwing out there what they can. But there's a significant difference between those two kinds of people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no question. I mean, when we talk about mom and pop investors, and you had mentioned something interesting to me, which is that, not every market, I think specifically where you're at, is this idea of like, the mom and pop investor is super prevalent. Where I grew up in northern New Jersey, I didn't know any real estate investors. It was not, no one was around saying, hey, let's go, get an assignable contract or, find some off market property. No one was saying that. And in Texas, where I'm licensed, it's a totally different thing entirely. There's whole, it seems like communities of people around the idea of off market acquisition, about fixing and flipping, around subject to all different types. Now you've got land and RV parks, self storage, and a lot of this is because you've got so much vacant land. But I do want to connect this to where you're at in Denver. You're not seeing as much of that. But is there an opportunity there? Are there opportunities for people, everyday mom and pop investors with a W-2 job to get into investing out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of opportunity. But depending on the market, it might take more work versus less work to find it. But absolutely it's there. Like I know we were talking about before the show, I try to coach people into treating home ownership as an investment vehicle. Let's look at it through that lens and then have the opportunity to start buying multiple pieces of real estate. Whether you do or don't in the future, you're going to be set up for financial success.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's groups out here. There's fix and flippers here. There's a lot of opportunity. It's just it's finding it. And in a hot market, that's a seller's market. It's harder to find a really good investment deal. In a buyer's market, in a declining market, it's going to be a lot easier to typically to find some sort of investment type of opportunity.
Well, when in doubt, start. Someone earlier told that to me. When in doubt, start. You've got to make the first step, right? We are coming up on time here, though, Nick. For our audience and folks who are listening and would like to reach out to you or your team, how can folks get in contact with you? Also, any new projects that you're working on?
I got all kinds of stuff in the works right now. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, reach out. It's real easy to find me. Just basically put my name into Google, Nick Ahrens, Ahrens. I'm there. Yeah, my Instagram page is Nick Ahrens Real Estate. my Zillow page, Nick Ahrens Real Estate. And I'm going to be really doubling down on YouTube starting in about 3 months from now at the North Denver Report. And I would highly encourage you to watch it and rip off and duplicate what I'm doing. If you have questions on how to, just reach out. I'm an open book. I'll tell you exactly everything I'm doing, where I'm getting all my data sources, how I'm coaching buyers and sellers, investors, all of it.
Nick, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yep. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.